Hi friends, in this tutorial you will see how to change our desktop background in many different ways. So the first thing that you do is that if you right click on your desktop and click on uh, personalize. So in here on the left tab or on the left side of the screen, the left sidebar, you can see that there are different options. However, the first one, background, it is by default highlighted. So in here you can see that from here you can select your background image. So by default from this in here you can see that there is background, and from this drop down list picture is selected. So what it means is that you're going to set a picture as your desktop wallpaper or background. So in here this is the default one that Windows comes with. So by selecting any other image like this one, if I click on it, you can see that the preview in here also changes. So now you can see that our desktop background has changed. If I click on this one, you can see that it gets changed to this color, to this background image. So you can click on different images in here. This is one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is by clicking on the browse and then selecting your own wallpapers that you have downloaded. So in this case, I have mine in the pictures, wallpapers. If I double click on it, you can see that there are like 6 wallpapers that I have saved in this folder. And if I select any of them, like I am selecting this one, and then I click on choose picture. Let me minimize this. Now you can see that our desktop background has changed. So this is another way of doing it, customized by using the customized images or wallpapers. By default, Windows 10 provides some which you can select from here, and below this you can see that there is this option fill. So what does that mean? So let me select this one by default, which is by default it is fill. So in this case, let's select another one. So this one, it is slightly smaller than the other images. Choose picture. So now you can see that my desktop background has changed. Now, however, let's say in this case what we want to do is that let's say what these different options do. So I'm not going to cover all of them. So the few ones that I'm going to select is this stretch. So if I click the stretch, you can see that what it will do is that it will the image, it will stretch it. So if it's smaller, it will stretch it so it fills the complete screen. So you can in here you can see that it doesn't look that good because it is kind of stretched. It has stretched it. If I select the other one, like let's say center, you can see that. Let me minimize it. You can see that this is my image. This is in the center. However, you can see that the sides, there are these red colors. If I select this one, let's say tile, what it will do is that you can see the previews in here, but I'm also showing the desktop. So you can see that there is 1, 2, 3, and 4. It shows these images in 4. So what it does is that it takes one image and it shows them on 4 places. So that and it's called tile. So you can see all those of these images are side by side, and there are 2 other ones that are below it. So this is the tile option. By default it is fill, so it is the one that that is selected by default, and I think it looks best. I always choose fill if my images are smaller. And the other thing that we can do in here is that from this drop down list, if you select solid color, so what we can do is that we can select a solid color for background also. So for example, by default you can, it's not by default. So in here you can see that the background is red, so you can see it's red. So if I click this one, you can see that now it's pinkish color. So there are different colors that we can select. That is if you want your background to be of a solid color. Now the other one that we can do is select a slideshow. So what it does is that it is kind of like in the old days there were these screensavers that would change. Maybe those screensavers are available nowadays also, but with current monitors, laptops, it's kind of useless to use them, or at least that's what I think. So in here what we can do is that it will show a slideshow. It will show a slideshow of those images. So what do I mean is that let's click on browse. So if I click on browse, I have to select a folder. So in here I'm selecting this my wallpapers folder and I'm clicking on this choose this folder. What I do after that is that it says change picture every. So these are the options. So if I select 1 minute, what it will do is that by default now I can see that there is this wallpaper image. However, after 1 minute there will be another picture, and after 1 minute there will be another one. So every single minute or every 1 minute this desktop background will change. So you can see you can do it every 1 minute, every 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 6 hours, one day. It depends on which one you want. Shuffle, what does this mean is that it shuffles the images. So in here you can see that these images, so you cannot see it however right now. Let me show this one. So if I go in pictures, by default you can see that it will select like this. But however, if you want to shuffle them and if you want them to appear in any order, you can shuffle them as well. This one says allow slideshow when on battery power. So it says that by default it is off. It is because what it does is that it slightly drains your battery. What it does is that if you uh, enable it when you're using your laptop and it's on power, what it does is that it will kind of use the battery, and maybe it's a good idea to change it, because what you don't want is that you don't want it to drain too much of your battery. So by default it is turned off, so you can select that. Other than that, this is the choose a fit. So these are the previous options that we covered. So this is pretty much it. I think I covered everything about changing this background. So in here you can see that after 1 minute, now you can see that this image has changed. Previously it was another, now it's this. And what it will do is that after another minute it will change this one as well. There will be another image. So this is it for this tutorial, guys. If you have any questions, suggestions, or recommendations, feel free to put it in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next one.